Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Lost Boyz Podcast, episode 40. That means we're only 12 away from 1 year.
3 months.
3 months, so it's coming up quick. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, like, comment, share it, all that good stuff. We're getting into more juicier and juicier topics, although I think we've always had good topics.
Yeah.
So we're continuing the sequence from where we last left off. The last episode, we talked about the first date. All the do's, don'ts, everything about that. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure to go back, watch it, and then come back to this one. Today's episode, we're talking about red flags that you might see in the beginning, but choose to ignore. And we're going to point them out and tell you why you should not ignore them. So
First red flag. I think we touched on one in the previous episode that in case you missed that, it was she looks at her phone a lot during the date.
oh, okay, yeah.
I think that's the red flag above all else.
Gotcha.
So you're on the first date, she's looking at her phone a lot. That can mean a few things. But one thing that it does mean for sure is that other things have her attention. To me, that's a no-go.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely the phone is definitely a big red flag. That's like a little one you could pick up on. Also, like if you're talking to her and she's not like making so much eye contact or looking away a lot, it could also show signs of like disinterest.
Mm-hmm.
So, although I don't know if that's so much a red flag, it's just more like she's not interested.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was going to say. The red flag. Well, this one's not a red flag. It's more controversial. So I'll just save it for later. I'll bring it up later. We could go over some other red flags first. What's one that you had in mind?
So a red flag for me is, I'm going to start with, this one might be controversial too. I don't know if this is the one you had in mind. We haven't previously discussed this. I'm going to start with the Instagram. It's a red flag for me if you go on her Instagram and you can see her body in general. Like you can just go on her IG, see her full body, bikini pics and ass pics and all that, bro. Red flag.
Yeah, that's actually a really good one. I wanted to bring that up in a previous episode about the number or the Instagram, which one to get when asking for that, because I find it so fascinating. A girl will be like, and this happened to me in Miami. I was talking to a girl, whatever. I asked her for her number. She said, "Oh no, you can have my Instagram." I thought, "That's okay, I don't want it." And then she tried to give me her number afterwards, after I denied the Instagram. And then she was like, "Okay, fine, here, you can have my number then." And I just find this so interesting because they say the number is like, oh, it's private. But with the number, I don't know anything about your life unless you tell me about your life. If you block me, that's it, it's over. If you give me your Instagram, I know everything about your life. Yeah. I know who your friends are. I know who your family is. I know what you're doing in this very moment. I know places you've traveled to, places you plan on traveling to, possibly.
When you're on the app.
When you're using the app. I know literally every single thing about you. It's like way more personal than just a phone number that you could just not answer or block. And then that's it, it's over. I find that very, very interesting. And that did happen to me when I went out in Miami. We were at the club. And I was talking to a girl, and I was like, "Yeah, like, what's your number?" She's like, "Oh, I don't give out my number. You got my Instagram though." It's like, I'm okay. It's not that important. I could just talk to somebody else. So in my head, at least, I didn't say that to her, but I was just like, "That's okay. Like, I just keep it pushing. Yeah, I'm good." And then I didn't ask her. No, she changed it. She's like, "Okay, here. I'll give you my number. I'll give you my number then." And I just started laughing. I was like, the irony. I don't get it.
It goes to show when you don't chase or when you're not desperate for them, that's attractive.
Yeah. And then afterwards, she kept looking at me the whole night.
That's it. You caught her attention.
Yeah, but
you rejected her Instagram.
Yeah. What am I, a fan? I'm not a fan.
Mm-hmm. Hot. Yep. Merch, cool, but never a fan.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not your fan. If I'm going to get your Instagram, it's because I'm going to DM you to chill. If I get your numbers, because I'm going to hit you up to chill. If we don't chill, then that's it. It's over with. So, anyways, with that being said, yes, the Instagram is definitely can be a red flag. I don't know if this is so much a red flag, but sometimes it can be depending on what's posted.
Move the mic forward a little. It can be.
It can be depending on what's posted, where a girl will put her Instagram private, right? So she looks like, oh, a good girl. But then there's the Visco in the bio. And in the Visco, it's half naked pictures and stuff. Then I'm kind of like, I don't know, because you're trying to pretend that you're like private, but you're really not.
Yeah.
You just put. Now, again, it depends what's on the Visco, right? If it's her ass cheeks and her nipples and crazy shit, major red flag.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not a girl you should take serious. If it's just regular photos, like nothing crazy, then I was like, okay. But then at that point, why even have the private Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. The logic behind some of the things they do just doesn't make sense to me.
So my issue with Instagram, and maybe this isn't a red flag at the beginning.
Yeah.
Or when it's developing into a relationship, but my issue with Instagram in a relationship, or her attachment to Instagram going into a relationship, is this. At the end of the day, you're going to have a girl, right? If your route is to go down a relationship, right? Who's going to be posting on an app that is overwhelmingly designed for people to pass attention. Mm-hmm. Look at when a girl posts, right? In 35 seconds, there's 500 likes. And of those 500, 495 of them are men liking this girl's picture. For me, that attachment to the likes from guys, and every girl says it, yeah, I don't post for that. Mm-hmm. I post for myself. I post for my friends, right? Like, motherfucker, we know why you posting. It feels good when you get 500 likes in 13 seconds, right? Yeah. That, to me, is a red flag. That constant attention, because it becomes addicting. And if she is overwhelmingly reliant on that, to me, that's a massive red flag.
Yeah, I agree. I want to kind of take it more back into the actual date, like some red flags, because I don't know if it's so much actions that can show it. Like, it depends on what the actions are. But typically on a first date, I don't know if there's going to be many actions that are going to be. Like, you could definitely judge her character, right? Like, I mean, I don't go out to eat, but, like, let's say you go out to eat and she's, like, sloppy, starts licking her fingers and stuff. It's like, that's not, for me, that's not very attractive. It's a turn off. Mm-hmm. If you go out for drinks too, how she drinks. Is she drinking her drink very fast and going through a lot of them? Or is she taking her time, sipping, trying to present herself with her best foot forward? That is going to tell me a lot too. Because if she comes off the bat drinking, or just trying to get fucked up, or just going through her drinks quick, but maybe she's a heavyweight and that's why, but still, it just kind of gives off the vibe like, I don't know. Like, for me, it's not attractive. Yeah. It's not an attractive trait for me. Also, like, if she gets super drunk on the first day, it's like, that's also not that attractive. It shows about, like, again, your characteristics, how you carry yourself. If you're going to do this on the first date and I end up taking you serious, imagine what you're going to do when I'm not around. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not going to get any better than that. It's only going to get worse.
Remember, just mumbled the fuck out of that. Remember, how you do some things is how you do everything. Mm-hmm. If you're sloppy with your drinks, you're probably sloppy in other areas of your life too. Yeah. And that's not what I'm trying to bank on in a relationship.
Yeah, 100%. And then I think, like, other red flags that could come up are more just in conversation. Just, like, hearing certain things she says. Like a red flag for me. And when I say red flag, it doesn't necessarily mean, like, I'm going to 100% cut the girl off. Now, the drinking part, I probably will. And the eating sloppy, licking your feet, like, eating like a slob. Yeah. Or whatever the case, I probably will too. But, like, for example, let's say in conversation, she's telling me stories about, like, things that happen to her friends, and guys come up a lot. Or if they don't say, oh, my guy friend, or specify it's a guy, they'll say keywords that signify it's a guy. Because if it's her girlfriend, like a female friend, she won't have no problem saying, oh, yeah, she, like, did this. But if it's a guy, they'll be like, oh, yeah, they did this, and this.
They'll use they, or they'll just say my friend.
Yeah. So I pay attention to that, because if she happens to have a lot of guy friends, or just guy friends in general, for me, it raises a red flag, because I know how guys think, and they're not her friend just to be her friend. Right? Yeah, bro. And so it's not that I won't chill with her no more. It's not that I won't have fun with her. I have a great time with her. She's just never gonna be my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And that's case closed. We could have a great time. We could do awesome things together, but she'll never be my girl.
Yeah.
You'll just be a girl, one of the girls.
You just
As bad as that sounds, it's the truth. Like, you got a lot of guy friends. Sorry, I'm never taking you serious. Not taking you serious. And especially if you have a problem with a guy having a problem with you having guy friends, 1,000% not taking you serious. You've already you put the stamp on the envelope and said, "Here, mail it out." It's over with. I'm 1,000,000% not taking you serious.
When you're looking to take a girl serious and she can't, not to say that she can't understand these things, because a sign of, to me, a good partner is you may not agree with what I'm saying, but you're gonna obey it anyway. That's a sign of, to me, okay, like, even if you don't agree, you're still rocking with me. So that's one thing. Now, in terms of the friends thing, I won't date a girl that has a lot of guy friends, but the guy friends she does have, she has to be willing to cut off. I don't see, you do not go into a relationship with guy friends.
Yep.
Listen, to any females that are watching this, your guy friends are just trying to fuck.
I think deep down they all know it.
Yeah, but
I would hope.
Because hear me out. If you're a single girl, why should you not have guy friends? They're gonna give you all the attention you want.
Yeah, they're gonna spoil you.
They're gonna be at your beck and call, hoping that when insert trash asshole that doesn't give you attention fucks up, that they're gonna be the ones to smash. Like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
If she has a lot of guy friends, it's a no-go. It's just trust. It's not gonna work out for you.
Yeah. It's funny because I went on a date recently, like about a week and a half ago, and it was like the 4th or 5th time I've hung out with this girl, and I was talking to her. She was telling me a story about how, like, she used to talk to a guy, and then after they stopped talking, how, like, one of her, like, so-called best friends tried talking to him or whatever, and it led to the conversation about having guy friends. And I was like, I asked her on purpose. I was like, do you genuinely think your guy friends are actually your guy friends, or do they just want to fuck you? She's like, no, I think they're actually my friends. I was like, really? You really think that? She was like, yeah. And I was like, why do you think that? And they're like, oh, because they're always, like, so nice. Like, we always have a good time. It's like not like that. And I was like, okay. Have you ever had any guy friends that, like, you stopped being friends with them because they tried to fuck you? She was like, yeah. And I was like, so what makes you think these guys are so different then? If they're not, like, they're no different than any other guy who thinks the same way. And I was telling her, I was like, coming from a guy who knows how guys thinks, they'll be friends with a girl for that reason, and they're just they're playing the friend zone game until it's no longer a friend zone game.
Yeah,
they're just waiting for their opportunity. And then she started thinking about, she was like, oh, like, you know what? Now that she's put it like that, like, I'm pretty sure she already knew, but she was BSing. She could have been genuine too. I don't know, but she was like, yeah, now that you put it like that, and I really think about it, like, every guy friend I've ever had that we stopped being friends was because they tried, like, getting with me. And I was like, and you don't think that's a coincidence? Like, you think it just magically happened that way and stuff? And I think I was talking to one of our cousins about it in Miami. I was saying how, like, I don't put all the blame on the women. Like, I think the majority of them do know, but there's a few that don't. And I think it's because with guys, right? When we can tell when a guy's trying to flirt, like, and guys are very, when they're flirting, they let you know they're flirting. Like, they're very, like, in your face about it. But girls flirt differently. So their social cues of, like, flirting versus friendly are off. Yeah. In our perspective, right? Because, like I said, how they flirt with us is very different. How they shoot their shot with us is very different versus how we shoot our shot with them. For them, it's subtle. It's little things that they do. They keep it. They try to shoot their shot with you without making it obvious, so that they don't have it doesn't give them that like whole presentation, right? That's why girls don't typically go up to guys. They don't want to be seen as, like, thirsty chasing or a hoe. So I feel like maybe sometimes for those that genuinely do not see it, like, they're innocent and it hasn't happened yet, it's because they don't understand how guys operate. And so they think it's one thing, but it's really not. But the guy is complaining because he understands what the guy's thinking and what he's doing, because he understands how a guy operates.
Yeah.
And therefore he's trying to tell her and she's not listening. And that's where the frustration happens. Like, oh, you think this, and that, and so on and so forth. I thought my phone was ringing.
Yeah, I thought it was too. But girls, I want to say this real quick before we continue with that. Girls shoot their shot by putting you in the position to shoot your shot.
Yeah. Like, they'll do little subliminal things.
Mm-hmm. But, and by the way, that's why I hate when girls are like, oh, I gave you signs. Mm-hmm. No, you fucking, what kind of micro signs? Like, that guys don't pick up hints like that.
Yeah.
We're more broad, more like.
Yeah, in your face. Mm-hmm. This is what it is.
Deliberate.
Yeah. And that's also why, like, when girls say, like, oh, no, guys and girls can be friends, or this, I'm like, cool. If you're not going to be my girl, I don't care how many guy friends you have. Mm-hmm. I don't care what you do with your life, point blank, period. Mm-hmm. But if you're trying to become my girl, respectfully, you're never going to become my girl. Yeah. If you can't understand why a guy doesn't want you to have guy friends, because you're living in La La Land then. Either you're living in La La Land, or you still want those guys in your life because of the attention they give you, but you also want somebody like that person to be your so-called boyfriend in your life.
You want to have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, you want to have all your options. So that way, if that one doesn't work, you still got the others, you know? It's a game. So long story short, that's why anytime they bring up a lot of guy friends on the first date or at any point, it's a red flag for me. It tells me, okay, I'm not going to take her serious unless she proves otherwise. But 99.9% of the time, not taking her serious. And I've made the mistake in the past, which is why I know now.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely if she has a lot of stories or has guy friends, immediate red flag.
So here, real quick, a little tidbit, right? On that whole, just because you just reminded me of it. When you get her Instagram, you look at it, peep the locations of her pictures, right? She's posting pictures in Miami, or maybe she travels a lot and she went to LA. Bro, that's not your girl. She's not going to be your girl. Yeah. All right? Just know. No, it's not going to happen. Don't let that shit happen.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I think the same way. Like, I see a girl's Instagram, and I see, like, oh, she's in this city, then this city, then that city, then this city, then this city. And she's all over the place. Mm-hmm. My first thought is never, oh, wow, she must do really well for herself. My first thought is usually, like, somebody's paying for, if not all of them, a big chunk of them.
Yep.
So already it's like, okay, I'm not going to take you serious. Which is, I can see where the argument can come from that, because maybe it is her, or maybe it's her dad or whatever that's supporting all those
family trips.
Yeah. Or her dad is just fucking filthy rich and is just like, here, go do whatever the hell you want. It could be that. But in my experiences, it hasn't been that. So it's really hard for me to believe it's that. So the minute I see it, I'm like, red flag. Okay, I'm not going to take you serious. Like, I don't know. There's so many things that you can pick up. There's little things. It's like small, subtle things that they'll do. Small, subtle things that they'll say too, more than anything. So I'm trying to think of some more. That was like a big chunk of what I had in mind to talk about. There's definitely more, but I just can't. I'm blanking out right now. You have any?
Red flags. All right.
Because if not, I'll switch it up to like the controversial.
We could save that.
Not so much that it's like actual, like, oh, we're gonna cancel you, but it's just like back and forth debate.
Red flags. If she dyed her hair.
If she dyed her hair red.
Yeah.
She just got heartbroken, so definitely don't take that serious. Just. Yeah.
Visible tattoos. This is actually a psychological.
What is it?
Visible tattoos.
Oh, visible tattoos. I thought you said invisible. I was like, what?
Yo, sign me up. What's it called? Those are just some little ones. Dressing is another one. Like in public, if she is just out here and is trying to, out here be all free the nipple and shit like that, bro. Just at most, you're just gonna fuck. Yeah. Recreational use only.
Yeah.
That's it. Just trust. Because that expression comes with the mentality of I can do what I want with no consequences. And that mentality is why girls do the things that they do and expect you to just accept it. But unfortunately, there are fucking consequences for the shit that you do.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. The way she dresses.
That's a good one.
She out here, if it's only fucking braless crop tops and shit like that and booty shorts, she ain't the one, chief.
Yeah, definitely how she dresses is a big one. Because it's not a guarantee, but how she presents herself to you in form of clothing is going to say a lot about either one, what she thinks about you, or just her characteristics in general. So if she's dressing like skin everywhere on like the first few times you meet her, or you go like to a nice place or like anything like that, you can see how there can be issues later on when like she wants to go out or something, or like you guys are going out and she decides to wear some like crazy dress. Because the way, and this is for my personal preference, I want a girl who's going to represent me in public, like, well.
Yeah.
Right? So I want someone who dresses with class, someone who presents herself with the best foot forward. I don't want a girl who has half her ass cheeks out or half her titties out. And all, like, to me, you're somebody I'll have a great time with, but I'm not going to wife you up. I'm not going to take you serious. Because I think about it as like, okay, and if I take you serious, let's say in 10 years from now we have children, and then in 20 years from then they grow up and they look back at pictures of their mom and dad and they see their mom with her ass out, with her tits out, like dressed like a, just everything exposed. What kind of example does that set for my children now?
Yeah.
You know, whether it's guy or girl, like a boy or girl that I have, the girl's going to want to emulate the same thing, and the boy's going to look for women who do the same thing and think that's normal and that's fine. And for me, it's not. Like, that, to me, that's classless. It's like you shouldn't be dressing a certain way in certain occasions. And if on the first day I'm meeting you, you half your ass cheek is sticking out in a jean shorts or whatever you're wearing, booty shorts. Sorry, I'm not taking you serious.
Yeah. Like,
it's just showing me headaches that are gonna come later down the line.
what you mentioned is a really good point, because I feel like this is something that people are trying to like wash out of society. But if I'm dating you, you are 100% a representation of me.
Yeah.
You are the embodiment of my standards. Like when a guy walks on the street with a girl, right? Guys look at the girl, right? And let's say she's been ran through and a lot of guys know her. They're going to be like, damn, that's the guy that wifed her. Mm-hmm. That's the guy that cuffed the slut. Damn, that's exactly. Crazy. Right?
I definitely don't want to be that guy.
Exactly.
No one does.
But if they see the guy with the girl that, you know, people have tried but nobody could, and she's very, like, not to say closed off, but, like, she's very reserved with her body, the respect for the guy goes up.
Yeah. Guy
to guy. Because it's like, oh, shit, he must have done something right.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by representation. Now, it's funny because when you talk to girls about this, they say, well, that shouldn't matter. It absolutely fucking matters. Yeah. We're social creatures. Status is so important in society. And you can say that it's not, but that's why people do the shit that they do. That's why people go to school and get the highest grades possible, because a C and an A+ in college get you the same fucking degree.
Yeah.
But one gets you more status in the realm of school.
Yeah.
That was a horrible example, but a true one nonetheless. Right? Guys want to be better than other guys and have more than other guys. Mm-hmm. Girls want to have more than other girls. They want to be like esteemed more than other girls.
Yeah.
And you can do that by having a higher value man. But you lower your man's value by trying to be a hoe.
Yeah. And definitely, despite what anyone says, your woman is definitely 100% a representation of yourself, not only when you're with her, but more than anything, when you're not around.
Yeah.
How she acts when you're not around is going to reflect on you. So you want to make the right choice, because people are going to judge you and your character based off her. And I'm not gonna lie, I do it myself. When I go out and I see girls and I see how they're dressed and I see their man standing there and I see how she's acting in in certain cases, I can already judge the kind of man her boyfriend is. Mm-hmm. Because if she's doing it in front of his face, come on, bro. Like, what are you doing now? Like, mm-hmm. She's not even trying to hide it from you at this point. She's throwing it in your face. And if I go out, I see a girl acting a certain way, and she happens to have a boyfriend, you can typically tell the level of respect she has for her boyfriend based on how she's acting when she's out there, how she chose to dress, how she carries herself, like how she's dancing, who she's with. It tells you everything about her and her respect for her man, because I'm not looking at her and saying, oh no, she has a boyfriend, she must love him. Or no, I'm looking at her and saying, wow, she doesn't respect her man for shit. She's in a relationship when he's around and she's single when he's not. That's not good. That's a problem. So that's a big representation. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if one of my boys has a girlfriend and when she's not around him is acting like a hoe or acting crazy outside, I'm gonna lose respect for my boy for staying with her. If he chooses to stay with her, I'll lose respect for my boy, because I'm like, dude, what are you doing? She's disrespecting you, bro. Mm-hmm. And the fact that you can't put your foot down and stop it tells me about your character as a man. It tells me you're soft, you're weak.
Your self-respect.
Yeah, and even if you're not, that's the impression it gives, and you probably are if that's happening either way. If you can't put your foot down and take a man, or be willing to just get rid of her, despite how much you care or love for her, you gotta understand. Look, I don't care how much I like this girl, how much I love this girl, whatever the case is. The minute you disrespect me, shit goes out the window. That's it. You're not gonna come at my character as a human and as a man, and try to tell me, oh, cause this and that. Mm-hmm. Fuck no. Go ahead. I'm not saying you can't do it. Go ahead, do it. I'm just not gonna be your man.
Yep.
We can have fun, just not gonna take you serious.
Like the role. The role of being the girlfriend or being the girl to a man is such a high privilege role, to me at least. Like, and if you don't take that privilege with the for lack of a better term, the requirements that come with it, then you don't deserve to be there. Harsh reality. Guess what? You can't be in a relationship identifying as single. Like, you can't, you hate to see it, but like, you can't be in a relationship Monday through Thursday and Friday to Sunday you're single.
Yeah.
Like, no, that shit's a full-time job. Like, and it goes beyond just like not fucking other people. This is going to be a whole side tangent. To me, cheating is way more, for a female, is way more than just fucking somebody else. Anything you do for another man's attention, to me, is cheating. That's it. Infidelity. You're done. Bye. Cut off. Posting pictures for other guys. Like, to me, you're posting your body like that. You're doing it for likes on Instagram. You cheated. Bye. Like, it's, to me, I take it that serious. Anything a girl does for another man's attention, you do not let slide at all.
Why? Because I know somebody's gonna have that question. I know why, but so the audience knows.
Because then you don't have the desire for your man. You're not in love with your man.
No.
Your man's attention. You don't value your man's attention enough for it to be enough that you need to do something external like that. And before some fucking raging feminist comments, right? It is fucking different for men. Sorry to break it to you, it is.
I agree. I think it is different. I think mainly because it's more for women, it's more on an emotional base. Mm-hmm. For women to just, granted, I
couldn't get out emotional.
Yeah, every now and then, sure, maybe they could sleep with somebody and have no emotion towards it, which is signs of like being a hoe.
Massive red flag.
But yeah, but anytime, or like 98% of the time, a girl sleeps with a guy is because at some point she felt some type of emotion for him.
Yep.
It doesn't mean they're in love with them, but they had to have something in here click for them to be willing enough to do it. And that's enough for me to be like, peace out.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's their attention, because if you're my girl, I'm your man, whatever the case is, why do you need the validation from other people?
Yep.
Only my validation should matter. The same way as me being your man, you would want that only I sleep with you. I won't go ahead and sleep with any other girl because that validates you. So why is it a problem for me, but not a problem for you?
Yep.
So it goes both ways. Like, I agree. A woman's infidelity comes from who she's trying to get attention from. And again, going back to the whole appearance and everything, and representation is huge because we've both seen it, and I've definitely seen it, where I see a girl out because I happen to know who she is, right? And I'm watching her like act crazy and literally cheat on her man. Her man's not there, right? But I'm watching her cheat on her man, and I'm like, yo, what? And then the next day she posts a picture of them together, all smiley and happy. I'm like, bro, what? Like, dude, you gotta get your girls in check, bro. Like, and that's things you could pick up early is red flags, like little things, like again, how she presents herself the first time you meet, and early on is gonna the red flags never leave.
Yep.
The red flags are always put in your face. Look, the easiest way to hide something from somebody is to put it in their face. It's to not hide it at all. You put it in your face, you put it in their face, but you don't tell them you're putting it in their face. It's there if they want to find it, but you're not going to tell them that it's there. If like, just there. People do it, both men and women, people do it all the time. They'll put all their red flags right in front of your face. They won't tell you they're doing it, but their actions are doing it. And it's not only until they fuck you over or they do you dirty that then you look back and you're fucking like, oh shit, bro. Like, she showed me this from the very beginning. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying. Like, in the beginning, you should be looking for like, not how much can I qualify her to be my girl, as how much can I disqualify her from being my girl, because you'll realize how quickly you can disqualify a lot of women. And because they just show you themselves up front. People snitch on themselves all the time.
All the time.
And if they don't snitch on themselves with words, they'll snitch on themselves with their actions. So those red flags that came 1-2 years later in the relationship, they're not new red flags.
They've been there.
They've always been there. So you just gotta figure it out, buddy. But yeah, going off of the red flag tangent a bit, what I wanted to bring up is like, I know a lot of people have this question, like on the first date, let's say you smash. Do you take her serious? Do you not take her serious?
The girls I have smashed on the first date, depending on the level of comfort that I have with the girl, because there are some girls that I've known longer than others. Mm-hmm. Then there's some girls that I've smashed on the first date, and it was like a cold first date.
Yeah.
Those girls I definitely respect way less. Like, I'm gonna just be honest with you, because it's like the way girls like, ooh, I like a chase. Guys low key do too. Like, if it's too easy, it's like we get paranoid. We're like, why is this shit so easy?
Too easy, yeah.
Right.
Anytime it's too easy, I'm like, I don't know if I want it anymore.
Suddenly, I'm just like,
Yeah.
But the reason why is because if you smash on the first date, right? How many first dates has she been on?
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like every first date, the barrier comes down a little bit, right? Eventually, she gets comfortable enough on the first dates where the barrier comes down a little more to now, she kisses on the first date and the barrier comes down a little more to the point where smashing on the first date doesn't really mean that much to her. Yeah. The thing is, you're expected to accept that nowadays. Like, oh, if she smashes on the first date, there should be no judgment for
it. Yeah. So, obviously I've heard both sides, right? Because some of the arguments people make is, okay, well, sometimes you could smash on the first date and she actually is everything you're looking for. She's a good girl. She embodies all those things. She happens to be an anomaly, an exception to the rule, which don't happen often. That's why if I'm taking my gamble, my odds are going to go with what happens more often. And then they'll say there could be a girl that makes you wait to the third date. She's a piece of shit. She's a hoe. and she's a terrible person, right? So it could go both ways. I don't know. In my experience, I have done it once before, where I smashed on the first time meeting. I took her serious, and it bit me in the ass, and like an idiot, I learned my lesson the hard way.
Yeah.
And that's why now I typically don't take anyone serious off the first date if I smash. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm spilling my secrets. So if like any girl I was like ever gonna go on a date with watches this, she was gonna know everything about like how to behave. But I got my tricks on my sleeve, so I'll still catch you. But I forgot what I was gonna say. Anyways, so what I've heard as like that I thought was a decent response, I want to get your opinion on it, is it's not so much if you smash on the first date, it's what happens after you smash. Because the test that like you can do, like let's say you smash the first date, right? And maybe she is one of those good girls, and she was blown away, and it just one thing led to another, and it happened, right? A good test you can do is whether it's the first date or not, just once you smash in general, is pull back your attention a little bit, not like be a dick or a douchebag, whatever, but just pull it back from how much you were giving before, and see how she reacts. If she starts hitting you up more, if she starts blowing up your phone more, if she's trying to get your attention more, trying to understand why you're not giving her the same amount of attention anymore, like she's making a big deal about it or acting as if it's a big deal about it, that's typically a good sign.
She's trying to make sure she didn't make a mistake.
Exactly. That means she actually to her, sleeping with somebody's more than just that. Like it's a big deal. So she doesn't want to just give it up to anyone and then that's it. If you can pull back a little bit and she doesn't really care in her attention or how she acts, whatever, doesn't really matter to her, then okay, I'm not going to take this girl serious. This is a girl I'm just having fun with.
Yeah.
And you take it from there. Now, that could happen on the first day you smash. The girl acts that way, but it could still bite you in the ass. Now, for me personally, I smash on the first date and I do that. Even if she passes, I'm probably not going to take it as serious, or it's going to take a lot more convincing for me to take it serious. I don't think I will. But despite when you smash, I think you should do that regardless, because that's going to tell you a lot. So that was like my little controversial thing, because I know some people are like 50-50 with it. Some people feel one way, some people feel another. There's a whole bunch of arguments for both sides. So it depends, but I don't know. It could be a red flag. That is one of the red flags, right? How she responds after, and how she responds when you pull back attention. Maybe go up a couple of days without texting her on purpose. Don't hit her up for like a week, maybe on purpose. See if she reaches out to you. If she never reaches out, then don't waste your time.
Yep.
That's, if you're going to reach out, it's just because you're going to set up a day to smash and that's it. If not, don't even bother wasting your time with her, because there's obviously no genuine desire. You're just wasting resources and time at that point. If I can go 1 week, 2 weeks, not hit her up, and she doesn't hit me up at all, like I'll do that sometimes. I'll chill with the girl a couple times, right? Whatever. And I'll purposely not text her at all. And two things will happen. Either she'll text me or we'll never speak again. That's simple. And if we never speak again, then I made the right choice. And if we speak again, it's because she hit me up and it's like, okay, I could see where this goes a little bit further from here. Not so much that I'm going to wife her, but I'll keep it going more. I'll entertain this longer.
There's a good lesson right there that you just mentioned by accidentally mentioning it. But remember, guys, your attention is the reward. It's like a child. When a child behaves, what do? I don't know, whatever you do with kids.
No, but yeah,
like
attention for women is like sex for men.
Yeah.
That's why they always want validation. That's why they post certain things on Instagram. That's why they dress certain ways. That's why they wear makeup, because they want the validation from the opposite gender. And for us guys, we want sex. That's why we do certain things. That's why we validate them, so we can get that from them. So it's a constant fight between the two balances, and trying to figure out where to go with it. When to give it, when to take it back. When to give it, when to take it back. And they're doing the same thing. When to give it, when to pull it back. So it's like a constant battle. But I don't know. I don't have any more red flags in the top of my mind. There's definitely more.
Oh, there's
100% more.
hundreds
I'm
more.
sure there's plenty. I just everything I had in mind to cover, I've kind of covered already. So, do you have anything?
Oh, yeah, I got a few. Some red flags. If she is a nursing student, red flag.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I just thought of one. But I'll let you finish.
It just reminds me of the two words like, was it a tweet or whatever? I don't know. You might have said it. I don't remember where I heard, but it's like I definitely fucked more nurses than strippers.
Oh yeah. Oh no, yeah. So it was like people always want to call strippers hoes. I've definitely seen more hoe nurses than strippers. I've definitely fucked more nurses than hoes though. I mean than strippers. Yeah. Another immediate red flag. She has an OnlyFans. Don't even waste your time.
I didn't even realize that was up for debate.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. You can have fun with her. Great time. Cool person. Never gonna be my girl. Sorry. I don't want to be with somebody who sells pictures of their body or does sex for work. It's not attractive to me. And if I'm having sex with you or you're having sex, whatever, and you want me to take you serious, that should be something between us.
Yep.
Right? Like our promiscuity, whatever, is between us. That's not for no one else to know about or see. So the fact that everybody else knows how my girl looks naked, why? Why? It takes everything up.
So there's no value.
There's no chastity. There's no not chastity is probably not the best word, but there's no like purity, I guess, in that. So that's a major red flag too. Any signs of if she's a stripper, especially like, look at the kind of girls rappers wife up. Avoid those women at all costs. And the ones that like ride for them as hard as they can, those are all the girls that you probably don't want to wife up. Rappers always pick the worst women to wife up. And then all the girls love them. And it's like, she was a stripper.
Bro.
She was shaking ass, giving guys lap dances. And that was how she made a living because she was too lazy to put the work in anywhere else. Bro. And you think you respect her for that? Nah. That is not respectable at all. You look like a hoe to me. Like, why would I ever give you the time of day? That's cool. I'll have fun with you. I'll go to the strip club and throw money and laugh at my friends. Wife you? You got me. I must have been smoking crack that day then. I must have smoked crack that day because hell no, I'll never do that. That's a major red flag. What I wanted to bring up is about texting. Because some people, right, they might text a girl. They text her, 2-3 hours go by, she responds. They text her, 2-3 hours go by, she responds again. For me, that's also a red flag too. It's not so much that she can't be busy. It's I know how much people are on their phones often.
Oh yeah.
I see it as more like there's no importance to entertain it, right? So I'm not saying she has to respond every 5 minutes, but if every single time I text her, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours go by, I'm not answering you, and that's it. It's over. I'm not texting you. If like I text you at 2 p.m., you respond at 7 p.m. If she says she fell asleep at 7 p.m., stop it right there. Bro. I'm telling you, nobody's falling asleep at 7 p.m., bro. You did not fall asleep early, bro. You was chilling with another dude.
Bro, in general, if she stops answering at night, like, and I don't mean like 2 a.m. and shit like that. Like, obviously, like, be reasonable. But if it's like 8:30 and she stops answering,
probably not a good sign. Probably not a good sign. Now, hey, if you're just looking to have fun, you couldn't say fuck it. Who cares? But again, if you're trying to wife her up, don't do it. People snitch on themselves. Just pay attention to their words, but more than anything, pay attention to their actions. They will tell you everything you need to know about them. Again, the easiest way to hide something from somebody is to put it right in their fucking face. The key is just don't tell them that you're putting it in their face. Just put it in their face. And I promise you, if they're blinded enough or dumb enough or not caring enough, they'll never see it. Never. They'll never see that shit. They'll only ever see it until shit goes bad and they have time to reflect. And by then it's too late. You wasted that much time, resource. You wasted everything by that time. So you can't go backwards. That's it. It's over with. So pay attention, listen, and watch, observe. People will snitch on themselves. I'm telling you.
Sure.
That's all I've got. You got one more red flag? I mean, like I said, there's tons, but just covering what?
We did like a soft 4 or 5 of what could easily be a whole bunch.
Yeah. Yeah, I got nothing else.
Oh, if she likes Kalani, if she idolizes Cardi B.
Yeah, so I'm saying like who these rappers are wifing.
Mm-hmm.
Red flag.
Trying to think what
Red
else.
flag. Because they're gonna be influenced by them. I just thought of one too.
Weak mother figure. Weak father figure.
A big red flag too is her friend group. Who her friends are.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and this comes later because you're probably not gonna meet her friends on the first date. But as like maybe you're vetting the girl out, trying to see if like, okay, is she worth it? Am I gonna take her serious? Mm-hmm. Vetting the girl, how long you should do is a whole nother podcast. We'll probably do it the next one or something. But her friend group is very, very important. It can either be a very green flag or a very bad flag. Who she surrounds herself with tells you a lot about her influence and her mindset. Even if she's not like them or doesn't come across as being like them, I promise you, it's only a matter of time till she gets influenced by them. Mm-hmm. And it may not even be like, oh, to go cheat, to do that. Just arguments, little things are going to come up, and a lot of it will have to do with her friends. Another red flag her family, where she comes from, what her family's like, how they are, what their values are, how they act. There's so much. It gets deeper. We can save these for the next episode when it comes to like vetting girls, or the next coming episodes when it comes to vetting girls out for a relationship, because I think those will make more sense there. Because I gave you a brief of like this one could be it, but I didn't go into detail. If I go into detail, this episode would be like even longer. So.
Oh yeah.
It'll be way long, but we can save that for the next one or the upcoming ones. So, yeah, any last thoughts?
I'm good, man. I've shot a few last thoughts.
Yeah, comment down if you agree with them, if you disagree with them, why not. I feel like some of them might rub people the wrong way. Some of them people might agree with. Either way, comment down what you feel, why you feel that way. And let's get into some dialogue. Like the video, share it, subscribe, all that good stuff. This is episode 40. We're 12 weeks away.
12 weeks away
from 1 year. So let's get to 100 subscribers by then. 100 subscribers in 12 weeks. I think that's pretty doable. So a little less than 10 a week. So 9 point whatever or 8 point whatever. I don't know. My math isn't that good. But let's do it. Let's get to it. I got something in my eye. I don't know what the hell just flew in it. It hurt though. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.